you like me to show fingers, Sam?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay, I will do that as you go, whenever you're ready.
You just made cookies when with your mom, and you go to lick the spoon, but then you hear, "Don't eat that, Jimmy!" I know there are no Jimmys here. This is the perfect recipe for people who love to eat dough, but don't want to die. I'm going to teach you step by step how to make eggless edible cookie dough. Why is this recipe better? Well, you may all be under the impression that if you eat things with raw eggs in them, that you will die. And you're probably right. And this is why this is the perfect recipe. Raw eggs can give you salmonella, and if you flip over your it gives you information on how bodybuilders, in fact, eat things with raw eggs in them for the protein, but that's still not very good for you. And ingesting raw eggs can give you salmonella, but pasteurized eggs are better for you and have a lower risk of getting diseases and whatnot. The ingredients you will need are 1 stick of unsalted butter, 3/4 cup of packed brown sugar, 2 teaspoons of vanilla, 1/2 teaspoon of salt, 1 cup of all-purpose flour, 2 tablespoons of milk, and 1/2 cup of mini chocolate chips and 1/2 cup of regular sized chocolate chips. These two are optional. Now that we have our ingredients, let's get started. The first thing you need to do is cream your butter and your brown sugar together. The best way to do the butter is to make sure it sits out and is room temperature so that it creams together a little better. Also, I forgot to mention, wash your hands before you cook, otherwise you can get people sick, and I didn't do that, so you guys are all going down there. So you cream it together, and it's also important to have a bowl with high sides so things don't fly up and like hit you in the eye or I don't know, go on the wall. We are mixing it, and you gotta make sure that you don't stop mixing until it's kind of creamy, which is not what it looks like so far. So you just keep mixing until it looks not like this, but you know what that's gonna be. The next thing you need to do is add your eggs, but since we don't have eggs, we're just going to skip that step. Next you need to add your vanilla and salt. So the recipe I have used a little more, but then she added a note that said that she really likes the flavor of vanilla, so she adds more than what other people usually use. So I'm using what like a normal recipe for cookie dough uses. So next you mix that up again. Other sanitary precautions you may like to take include putting your hair up so it doesn't like fall on your food and then choke on it and die. I don't know. Just keeping things clean. Next. Oh, it's also important not to overbeat your stuff so it doesn't get like clumpy or weird. Next you add your oh, I forgot to do this. Next you add your flour, and then when you add your flour, it'll look very clumpy, but that's okay because we'll add more wet ingredients. Now, flour, you've all been baking before, so you probably know that flour likes to fly up and like, I don't know, fill the air with like ridiculousness. So it's very good to have a high-edged bowl for flour mixing. And every once in a while, it's good to like scrape down your sides so you don't get like in uneven mixtures and whatnot. So just keep mixing until it's supposed to look really crumbly, so that's okay. Next, you add the milk and mix again. And I know this sounds like a lot of mixing, and I just said don't overmix, but it's okay. You're supposed to have 2 tablespoons of milk. Where's the tablespoon? Right there. Now that you're mixing in another wet ingredient, the consistency will go from crumbly to more of a normal cookie dough, like what you're used to seeing. This is that mine doesn't look like that. Alright. I'm having some difficulties and my dough doesn't look at all like what it's supposed to look like. I'm gonna try to smash it up and see if the butter will mix in a little better. I'm sorry it's malfunctioning a little. Well, what it's supposed to look like is regular Play-Doh in the sort of, or did I say Play-Doh? Cookie dough with a Play-Doh consistency, which is not what we have, but that's okay because I'm a really, really bad cook. After that, you fold in your chocolate chips and your mini chocolate chips, and you fold so you don't overbeat it again, as I said. So, the way you fold is you take some and scoop it over, and then take some from the bottom and scoop it over again until you've got things mixed in. Now you know the perfect recipe to appease your cookie dough addiction. We learn step by step how to mix, fold, and make the best, not deadly cookie dough. Even though this recipe is endless and seemingly harmless, be sure not to eat too much because cookie dough still isn't that great for you.
Thank you very much. Give her a round of applause. Thank you.